Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we're back with another one of the easier bracelets that one can make. Once again, we had to exchange some strings to either side, and it kind of changed how we started this up. And you can see I was up right off the gate trying to anchor things down before I even got it joined. But that was, we had to shift the red string over to the left hand side and the other yellow string over to the right and stuff like that. It's, if you're interested in that, the last video that I did a couple, well, I guess that'd be 2 days ago. I did a pattern yesterday. Day before that, I kind of covered it a little bit better, but switching around so we can have a loop at the top, definitely something that this bracelet needed. Once that was out of the way, it was off to the races. And this bracelet has a very fun kind of way of segment knotting it. So at this point here, we're just, you know, we have knots. They're going off to the left. Continuing with that fashion, again to the left, just do the little gray box. Then the red comes in. You know, same, everything follows. Now it's time we go to the right. And the whole thing shifts, and it's all these knots that are going to the right. And this trade-off back and forth is really kind of unique, I think, to this pattern. Like the way that it goes, it just has a really terrific flow to it. And then it basically, it is kind of like a Celtic look, as well as being a braided look. It's somewhere in between. The Celtic, because of it having the gaps in between the colors where the gray is, but the way that those strings are moving through it is like a braid. So it's kind of really interesting there. Now, as far as the colors we went with the red, orange, yellow. The red is kind of toned down. It's not the bright fire engine red or anything like that. It's a little darker. It's a little richer. And then the same with the orange. It's not that super bright one. And even the yellow is probably closer to an off-white than it is the bright yellow, which meant when I was picking the color to go in between them, the gray made the most sense. I could have gone with a black, I could have gone with a white, but with all the colors being a little bit toned down, I think that the fit really went really well. And I think that if we were to put this on a black and white copy machine, I think the gray and the red, or the gray and the orange, would be really close in tone to each other. And that's sometimes it's kind of important to have that balance to make a bracelet seem right. I used to do that back in the day. Before I discovered color copiers, I would take some of my bracelets down to where this little print store not far from my house, they had a little copy machine, and I would do that. And not just for the colors, you know, it was to remember the pattern for later. But it was also interesting to kind of play with the colors and see about getting that tone just right. And yeah, to be honest, I kind of miss some of that, because, you know, I don't think I even know where there is a store with a copy machine any longer. So yeah, I couldn't do it if I wanted to. Like maybe black and white photo off my phone, if it has that function. I don't think I've seen it, but maybe I could download some kind of filter or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna guess we are near the halfway point. Let me just give a shout out to my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. One of my big goals for this year is to try to be able to do videos outside of just here at home in the office. And you guys are helping to make that possible. We're researching it. I've got the camera already for it. We're taking a look at what else is needed to make that happen. Some of it is just going to be interesting places around the island, like places like maybe a Starbucks somewhere interesting, or different parks or something. I just think it'd be nice to get out, get a little sunshine, probably do my body some good. And we can do some interesting shots where I show you about the locations and tell you why I picked those places. So that's something to look forward to. Not sure when, but hopefully soon. But yeah. This bracelet, like I said, is very beginner friendly. You just need to know how to do left and right knots. It's once you get into a rhythm, you could keep going on without you looking at a pattern. I enjoyed having a pattern to tell me when to stop, so that way it's the same length as the other bracelets I have. But other than that, yeah, it's just a fun bracelet in general to make. Yeah, it pretty much needs the 4 colors. I can't imagine doing it in less than 4, because if you try to reduce it down to, like, say 2 color, right? You have a background and foreground, you wouldn't be able to see that it's supposed to interweave with each other. It wouldn't make any sense. So you need the 3 colors on the top, and then you need that background color in order to make this pattern really work. So it does need 4 colors. The neutral can be anything. You could do. I could have gone with a brown. I could have gone with, I could have done a blue background, and this still would have looked good. But I went with what I did. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it should have been different? I'm curious. But for a 12-string bracelet to look as intense as this one does is pretty cool. Like, typically speaking, like if I was doing something like this, I might have gone with something where instead of 2 strings coming around, it would have been 3. And in order to do that, obviously you need a bigger space, more strings coming down, like what, 3, 6, 9. It might be like 15, 16 strings in order to do that, as opposed to a 12. So yeah, but that way you get like to have the outlines on it, stuff like that. Like I've done that in the past. But for a nice little 12-string pattern that's easy, yeah, this thing is absolutely brilliant. So really good for a beginner to try out. Oh, the colors all get used really evenly, and by evenly I mean kind of a lot. The gray, there was a lot left over at the end because it doesn't get used very much. So just kind of a heads up, don't want you to run out of string there. Make sure that the color ones on this, you do have them long enough. I wouldn't want you to run out, honestly. But the 3 of them do get used evenly when compared to each other. It's just they got used a lot. They kind of barely have gaps where they're not in use. So there you go. It's coming to the end here. Thanks for watching this far. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.